Hey, deserving listeners, it's time to continue our journey with Geoffrey and Varya. Let's get to the show.
Surprise! My tourist visa got approved, and I wanted to do a surprise for Geoffrey. I want to get Geoffrey back, but he didn't respond my messages, so I didn't tell him that I'm coming. This is my first time visiting US, and I'm planning to be here for 2 weeks. I still have feelings for Geoffrey, and I have a purpose to prove that my intentions are serious.
So at first I'm like, what? She's surprising him? And then, we could debate the wisdom of that decision. But then I think about it, it's like, what it seemed from my perspective was that Varya, by the end of Geoffrey's visit, was totally into Geoffrey and was very much thinking about long-term relationship with him, but wasn't ready after just 2 weeks, especially after like a week earlier they were having all these tumultuous times, to say, yes, I want to marry you at this point. So if I was to say, like, on a scale from 1 to 10 about how serious she was, she seemed like she was a 9.5. And in another month or two, maybe she would be at a 10. And so for him to just be like, okay, nope, and then he just runs off, it makes sense that most people in Varya's position would still be like, wait, I don't think you understood what I was saying, and I really love you, and I really want to see if this can work, and I think you're taking this too hard. So it does make sense that she would want to continue, and if he wasn't answering the texts, I guess one tactic would be to surprise him.
I don't care about his past anymore or what my family thinks. I'm here for Geoffrey. I love him a lot. Tomorrow morning, I will do all my best to be drop dead gorgeous, to come to Geoffrey's house.
How do you think he's gonna react?
Oh my God, where's my ring?
Now, I think she's in for a surprise, or maybe she's not. Maybe he will say that. We'll see.
Of course, it's possible that I could get a broken heart tomorrow, but I should be positive, stay positive. It's like how Americans think.
Is that how we think? Always positive? I mean, I'm a positive person.
He's a country boy, and I'm a city girl. He came to Russia. He proposed me, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations.
In Russia, but I said not now.
Oh, no.
I know.
Well, there's always second chances.
That's why I'm here. I'm nervous. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I want to get there, get him back, and then I will relax.
I don't know, but I feel like I'm getting some data to back up the hypothesis that Geoffrey knows her better than I know her or we might know her. That he might have been reacting to an overall pattern of wishy-washiness from her that went way beyond what we were being shown in the show. And that when he asked her, it was just one more example of her being wishy-washy with him. I still think he could have given it more of a chance and said, oh, okay, well, not now. Well, let's continue dating and maybe you'll be ready to marry me in the next couple months or years or something. But the fact that she flip-flopped so much, it's like, not now, and then he runs away and she's like, yes, 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 absolutely yes. It just makes me wonder, what's that about? Is she giving up her true self because she wants to be with him? Is it a green card thing? Who knows? Is it that she was just saying not now because she wanted to be coy? It just raises some questions there too. Maybe, and she could have just changed her mind. Who knows? But I'm just wondering if there's more to this story than we would know if we could actually talk to the two of them and get some more information.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh.
I'm not talking to you. I asking you
Wait, hold on a minute.
what's
You're the one in the wrong here. You're the one who isn't welcome.
I'm
you
not
came
the wrong.
here.
I
yes,
follow
you
my
are.
heart, and that's why I'm here.
Are you kidding me right now, Jeffrey? What's going on?
I'm not talking to you.
Hold on a second. Don't.
I don't talk to you.
Yell at me. Don't yell at me. No need to yell.
Oh.
This is Paxton.
Initially, it looks like Geoffrey is into it, that she's there. I think it would be natural for Geoffrey to be a little confused and a little disoriented. I think the ethical thing for Geoffrey to do is to say, well, me and Mary are a thing right now, and so, Varya, you have to go, and let's talk. Mary's the one that deserves respect in this situation. Now, if Geoffrey's like, oh, well, this actually shows that she's really into me, maybe, but you have to actually go through the steps. You can't just kick Mary to the curb. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what happens.
Could we speak without her?
No, I think
She irritates me. Just
irritates
being
you.
here.
Irritates
Yeah.
you? Are you
Hey.
kidding me right now? The only
Mary's
thing that's
not-
irritating
Mary,
is you
this is not
being
her
here,
fault, though.
showing up on the doorstep.
Completely not her fault because I invited
That's
her.
why we can go somewhere and speak. Just
You know what? Fine. That's fine. She came
I
very
know.
long. Stop
I know,
talking. I'm not
just
speaking to you at the moment. You need to be quiet.
попробуй только еще раз помаши своей.
God, I feel so bad for Mary. I mean, it looks like Geoffrey is saying like, okay, well, now that Varya's here, put Mary back in the wings, and let's go with Varya, and because Mary, she seems like a really sweet person, and this is awful.
I don't understand what's going on right now. I don't know why she's here. I don't know. It's embarrassing. I feel like a fool. I feel extremely foolish. And I don't like feeling this way. It's not fair.
You're not a fool, Mary. You liked a guy, and he told you it was over, and he liked you back, and you gave it a shot. You're not a fool. You're not a fool at all.
I didn't know you were coming first off. It's a
A bad
surprise.
surprise.
No, it's not a bad surprise. It's just a...
And what should I do? Turn back to Russia?
I've got...
So the fact that he is on the fence right now regarding Varya lends itself to the idea that he really wants someone to be 110% into him, and only then will he feel like he can relax. And the fact that she did this huge gesture, came to the United States, and is saying all these things, maybe for him, this proves that she is 110%, and then that really makes him feel okay. The other thing here is it's just strange that he would go from totally into her. She says, well, I'm open to getting married, just not right now. I'm open to get engaged, but just not right now. And then he goes 180, like, okay, we're done. And then she just shows up at his doorstep, and now it looks like he's turning back. It just doesn't seem to be very consistent. Now, love is love, and there's inconsistencies, so I'm not pathologizing it. It's just notable.
She knows about everything.
She does, and she knows that I was hurt, and I came back, and she was there.
Move, bitch.
Don't
Get
talk
out
to
the
me.
way.
There's no reason to
Stop.
be disrespectful. None, not at all.
It's
Don't do
not
it.
really
That's not
her fault.
okay.
It's not her fault.
I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know why she's here.
My place is here. Your place is there. So
That's
go.
not-
I know you're wrong.
Why are you mad at her, though? Like,
I will say that in these shows, there's so many other things that Mary could have done that she didn't do that would have been more self-destructive. And so I think Mary did what anyone could have done to save some self-respect in that situation. What she was hoping for, I'm guessing, was that Geoffrey would say, no, Varya, this is weird that you're here, and I appreciate the gesture, but we're done. I'm with Mary now. You gotta go. this is unacceptable. But Geoffrey didn't do that. And so now Mary's like sensing that and saying, okay, so I guess I'll leave. And if Geoffrey calls me up and says, I sent Varya home and I want to be with you, Mary, then, let's do this thing. Otherwise, get me out of this drama is maybe what she's thinking. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
honestly.
my reaction.
Well, I don't think you should speak that way towards him.
Leave your panties there.
Come on, Varya. Take it easy. It's not your place. You broke up. The two of you seemingly broke up, and he started dating someone. Why are you yelling at her? And how awkward that Mary does her awesome self-respect storm out, and then she's like, oh crap, I forgot something. Like, it must have been something really important, because if it was just like a item of clothing, I would have just been like, I'll buy new panties. It's over.
There's no reason to be mad at her.
You're not.
I'm not joking.
But I want to do a surprise for you.
But is that not a kind of a hint, maybe?
I came here to say that I love you, and I.
You know, these, I'm assuming? He just stood there and just didn't really do anything other than just twiddle his thumbs and cross his arms. I mean, it's like, what the actual dude? What are you doing? I feel duped. I feel betrayed.
I suppose this is a cautionary tale for being someone else's rebound, right? That this sort of thing can happen. Or at the very least, if someone just came out of an intense relationship, an intense breakup, days earlier, or even just a couple days earlier, then it stands to reason that you should be cautious and shouldn't be very predictive of an awesome future. They should be like, okay, well, we'll date, but, who knows what's going to happen here. But, I understand why Mary, she really liked him. He came to her, and she wanted to give it a shot, and they gave it a shot. And it looks like things were working out well. Yeah, I just feel really awful for Mary. Just really bad, especially on international TV, this depiction. Because, of course, she didn't predict that, when you signed the contract to be on a show like this, that this was going to be your story. It just feels so bad for her. I'm guessing the internet likes her and is sending a lot of love to her. It's just a guess, but hopefully no one's being mean to her.
I've got two women in my life right now that are vying for my attention. Varya came all the way from Russia to try to re-energize our relationship where it's fell off. I mean, our relationship's completely fallen off. And then you have Mary, that's a complete innocent in this, and I feel very, very bad for her.
Okay, so I hope you make it up to her in some way. Hope you apologize a billion times.
You just need to decide what you want to do in your life.
Anything. I love you, Varya. I do. I don't fall in love with and fall out of love. That's just, you just don't do that. just play this.
Why are you staying now? Not hugging me, not kissing me, if you are still love me? Because I want.
This is like a hard situation.
Oh.
She's the one that said no to me. She's the one that turned my proposal down. And now she's done a complete 180 on her feelings.
Okay, interesting. So more data that supports the hypothesis that he took it much harder than she intended, and that at least my eyes saw. That when she said, oh, definitely maybe in the future to get engaged, just not yet. We've been seeing each other in person for 2 weeks, and we've had some concerning things in that 2 weeks, and so I want to give it some more time. To him, it was a no, I'm not into you. So that's interesting. That lends itself to relational traumas and insecurity around, do people really love me? When you have that insecurity, you want very, very firm evidence that people are going to be there for you. Because if you're in a hypervigilant state, that they're not really there for you. So I wonder if that's what's going on for him.
And it's hard for me to know or not whether it's genuine.
It hurts To see you with another woman, how are you able to move on so fast after proposal?
I mean, all these emotions are running through my head. Here's the woman that turned me down. Here's the woman that I'm supposed to be mad at. Varya told me no to my proposal, and I've moved on with my life. I don't even know what I should do. I can't talk through emotions that I don't even know the answer to right now.
So I will say, given his perspective and his overreaction, I think, to her soft no to his proposal, I will say that he's exhibiting emotional maturity through this scenario. I think he could have been a little better to marry in this situation, or a lot better. But I think that it would be, rational to be caught between a rock and a hard place of just like, well, wait, like I thought we were done, but you're here, and I still am in love with you, and you're throwing yourself at me, which is what I wanted from the beginning. But Mary, what about her? But I'm not really into her as much as I am into you. But that's wrong. Like, I can't just turn on Mary and go with. Yeah, he seems to be really exhibiting that dilemma in an understandable way. We can say that and recognize the fact that he has allegations of horrific violence. And when I use the word horrific, I use that purposely because the stories that have come out on the internet, which I have no idea of the truthfulness of it, are severe. They indicate a whole set of behaviors. When I would work with perpetrators and victims, you look for certain signs of data that points towards larger data, because usually one police report is not the only time that there was violence and control. And you can look it up on the internet, but the sort of allegations that were made against him are severe, and again, from, I think, 3 different women. Now, they're allegations. I don't know the truthfulness of it, and he has come forward and said that the reason why those women are saying those allegations is because they're trying to win custody of children. And it is at least common enough that I've seen it many times where people will lie in court to get custody of kids. They will say, she's a terrible parent, she's on drugs all the time, or he's a terrible parent, he's violent all the time. And both people are lying, or one person is lying. So custody battles can get real nasty, and lies can be said in court for sure. Having said that, it's not typical that you will find 3 different women in someone's past all lying about the exact same thing. It's just not typical. Plus, there were police reports made, blah blah blah. But I will say that the way that he's dealing with this seems to be a rational way of dealing with the dilemma, a healthy way of dealing with the dilemma.
I'm not gonna surrender. I'm not gonna give him to her. I love him. He said he loves me still. So I will try my best to get him back.
The other question here is Varya really in love with him as much as she feels, or will that sustain over time? Or is she only feeling these intense feelings because he abruptly moved away from her, and that created a vacuum of her feeling like the relationship hadn't really resolved itself, and she has this buildup of feeling that she's interpreting as true love. True love. All right, well, that does it for that episode of Psychology in Seattle. Thanks for joining me. Please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.